a page that you can list links from different sources for different partners you work with, for different types of content you want to promote. And it gives you one link that you can add across all of your content, across all of your social accounts, across all the channels you work in. It's an evergreen link that continually showcases, the types of links that you want to show off for the partnerships and the products you promote. JobTree does that for jobs. So what is JobTree? It's a lightweight, customizable page that allows you to showcase a curated set of job links. So I'm here in my account, I've clicked into JobTree, and here is my curated list of jobs that I want to promote. So with this, I get a lot of control. You as a creator, get a lot of control over what goes on here. You select the jobs that go on here. We're going to put some in that we think are right for you as a starting point, but you can obviously update those with whatever you want. We'll then just remove any that are closed, that are filled, that the employer is no longer advertising for. So those links stay up to date, and you can go in, edit the links, add in more jobs that you're interested in promoting. From a job seeker point of view, any of these links that they click on work in the exact same way as if they were clicking on links that you shared in your posts, in your newsletters, in any of the content that you're producing. So a job seeker clicks on this link, they're going to go through to the employer career site. They're going to apply for the role. If they do, you're going to get paid. So from a commercial point of view, this works exactly the same as if you were producing content about the individual jobs. The difference is what we do is we give you one link here. And then if you're to copy that link, you'll see here, this is now your JobTree page. So you could go and put, this is in my account /Richard Skinner, but you'll get your own equivalent link and you can go put that across your content. You can stick it in your bios, on your social profiles, stick it in your footer, in your email signature, if you're sending out relevant content via email, put it in the header of your newsletter. And that gives you one place that you can promote these roles. You get a lot of customization with your JobTree. So our goal is to make this as flexible and as personable for you as we can. So within here, you can update the content that's on here, change your branding, your brand colors, font colors, etc. The most important thing is that you get to control the jobs that are featured on your JobTree. So if we go into your job page, you can see here that we've now got this, unpin from JobTree. And if we come down here, pin to JobTree button on here. So by default, the top 10 jobs that are matched for you will be populated into your JobTree. But you can go and change that. So you can unpin jobs, you can pin new jobs to JobTree, and that's just going to update those jobs that appear on the JobTree page. And then when you're happy with it, as I say, click the share button, go add it to whatever content that you want to include it in. And the goal here is to create this single evergreen link you can post and forget, and you'll know that it's always live, it's always got relevant jobs in there, and it's always going to give your audience access to jobs that fit your audience and what it is you're trying to promote to them. The JobTree is it's mobile optimized, so you can see here this is the equivalent of the view that a user would get on mobile. So it works great if you're sharing content on social or via email, where there's going to be a high proportion of users on mobile. It is SEO and LLM optimized. So for the more technical amongst you, we use technology called Next.js and server-side rendering. For those who I could have just been speaking French to then, that basically means we build the page in a way that makes it really easy for Google, for ChatGPT, for Claude, for any of these other tools to understand what's on the page. So that means that as you start to share links to this page, Google, ChatGPT are going to start to see that link appear across the web. which is, and they're going to be able to, those bots will be able to crawl these pages and see that it's a unique set of jobs, because there is going to be no other page on the web that has the same combination of jobs that you have on your job tree. It's going to see some unique content on there. And that'll give it enough information to start to index this. Now, look, this isn't going to appear at the top of Google results for someone searching for job openings, but it is going to appear in time for bespoke, niche, curated queries across SEO and LLM tools. This page can appear. One of the best ways you can increase the likelihood of that happening is share more links. So as you probably know, one of the biggest signals for the likes of Google is the number of times they see a page being linked to. So if they go across all of your social profiles, if they go and when the bots crawl your posts and your profiles, if it sees a lot of references to these links, that's going to be a signal to those tools that this is a high quality page that can be trusted. And between lots of links and then also the technical work that we've done on our side, that means that that this will look like a high quality destination for those tools. So great on mobile, works well with SEO, works for LLM optimization. And most of all, as I say, it's giving you another way that you can start to share jobs with your audience. And it's also reducing the effort that it takes for you to share this job content. So instead of continually producing more posts for individual roles, you now have this single destination that users can go to see the latest and greatest roles in your space. So I think that is everything I wanted to cover on this. This is, well, actually, we're already up to V2 of JobTree. We launched V1 yesterday. Today we've made several changes. We were able to move quite quickly here. That's a British understatement. We moved very quickly here. And we've got a series of changes we're going to be adding over the next few days as this starts to take off, and then we'll be monitoring the data closely and obviously optimizing these pages for conversion. And again, back to my point at the start, any feedback you have, I'd love to hear, either now or kind of down the track when you've had the chance to look yourselves. We have the kind of the resource and the focus that we're very keen to improve this very quickly to make sure it matches what you want and need from this. So yeah, we will, it's
Hey,
by
Rich, there's a few questions in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Why don't I
say
say them out loud? Because I think these are a good way to build our FAQs too. So Alice says, welcome, Alice. So instead of sharing multiple links in one piece of content, you can use this one JobTree link.
Absolutely. Yeah, so there are a couple of ways you could do this. Number one, you could your content on LinkedIn or whatever platform you're sharing content on could change from talking about a specific role to talking about here's the place to come for my curated list of jobs. The second thing you could do is you could still talk about a specific role, but then instead of or as well as sharing a link for that specific job, also include a link to your job tree in that post. So you can say, here's a great role, here's why it's great. You can find out more about it and other similar roles on my curated job tree, and then have a link to job tree there.
And what does the view look like in Instagram? Where would we say we were going to put that?
So I'm just catching up the questions here. Is this an IG view? What does it look like when you share it in a newsletter? So in Instagram, it's going to look, so if I guess this is a question about the Instagram in-app browser. It's going to look very similar to that mobile view that I shared. So Do I still have it here? Mm-hmm. Let me reshare this just so we check that we're talking about the same thing. No, I can't share because you've got a whiteboard. Yeah, it's going to look very similar to that mobile view that I shared. If that was the question, if I've misunderstood that question about Instagram, please uh, let
Well, no, I
me.
think maybe this is what we can workshop in real life because um is Jessica on? Jessica is a new creator to JobStream and she was sharing some content optimization tactics about how to set up your Instagram page specifically. What Jessica does is Jessica changes where it says, you know, in Instagram how you can have your you can do a link in bio and the link can go to your newsletter, the link can go to your Linktree, the link can go to your LinkedIn. Really, it's wherever you want. Putting that link where you're going to have the highest conversion is how she's using it. So if she posts something and says, here are 10 new jobs with over 100,000 salary, put comment new jobs and I'll send you a link. That's one way to do it. And you DM that person and then you get their email address. That's one way that you can boost and build your email list. The other thing you could say is instead of comment new jobs below, click on bio, link in bio. And link in bio would be the JobTree link. And so I think there's a couple of different ways to do it. What you're always looking for in content is the most direct path to conversion. So what we don't want is like the what we call a lily pad experience of like go to this landing page, go to this landing page, and then you have to click this. By that point, you've asked the job seeker to make 3 clicks, and there's going to be a very high drop off. If you make it as easy for them as possible to find your jobs and your link, do that first. I'd say if you're somebody who's focused on building your list, uh, do the comment in the DMs so that you can start building your email list directly. Would it be helpful if I maybe just like pulled it up on our Instagram and then we can try to do it?
Sounds good. And while you're doing that, I might just run through a couple more of these questions.
Do it.
So, Alice, how many roles can we add? It is unlimited. I would caution about going completely wild and adding all 25,000 jobs on there for a couple of reasons. Number one, the page is going to go quite slow if you add all 25,000 jobs on there. But number two, I think you're going to lose the impact of that curation. You know, this is designed for kind of shorter lists, high relevancy roles. But technically, you could add as many jobs as you want. I'd recommend for now probably not going on beyond sort of 30 to 40 roles, because particularly on mobile, that becomes quite a heavy scrolling experience. That is a question that I would love to get some feedback on, though. If in general people think that they would prefer to add, you know, lots of roles in here, let's say, 50 plus, then please do let me know because there are a couple of things we can do to kind of improve that experience. So yeah, very keen to get some feedback on that. But yeah, for right now, I'd say sort of 30 to 40 roles is probably the most I'd recommend doing, but technically you can do as much as you want.
I'm just trying
Karen,
to
is
find
this
this page.
self-updating so I could pin it on LinkedIn and it automatically refreshes? Yes, exactly. So what's going to happen is there's always going to be, the system is always going to make sure there's some roles on this page. So it won't let it go below a certain number of jobs. If some jobs are removed from the market because the employer closes the role and it takes, then we'll add in another role to replace that. So there's a degree of self-updating to it. So yeah, you could post and forget, and it would carry on being it would carry on being kind of updated and relevant.
All right, let's do if I'm going on Instagram. So this is on desktop, but you can also do this on your phone and it's going to be easier probably. But Here's a picture of me and Cody Sanchez. I'm gonna say, hey, here are the top 10 careers where you can make a lot of money. If anyone doesn't know Cody, by the way, her whole business is here are like the most unsexy businesses that you can take over and make into really profitable companies. She's all about that. So anyways, here's a comment, career list in the DMs. And I could do that as a way to like get some people to DM. The other way is, and I'm not going to post that right now because it's live. The other way is to go to your Instagram settings when you're setting up the page and say professional account, login and activity, meta verified. Oh, edit profile. And we've got the links here where it says website. Looking for the profile where I can change links. Is it in here? Going back. Show. It's this that I want to change. It's this that where you want to put it. I think maybe I'm not in an admin account, and that's why I can't change it myself. But you could put your job tree here. Someone also asked about ManyChat. The way that you can use ManyChat is having ManyChat DM the people, like the link to it. So that might look like something in your messages. And I can maybe show if you don't have an example, if you're not familiar people. Okay, someone named Camilla. This is somebody, an example of how somebody uses ManyChat, which you absolutely don't need. If you are somebody who already has ManyChat, great. What that means is you have enough volume and it creates an automation for yourself so that you don't have to manually respond to everybody. You create your own kind of like business intake form. If you're somebody who's doing things manually, which like we are still, by the way, like you can definitely do this without ManyChat. But you would say to this person, you know, if it was you, you'd be saying, you know, want to make sure you've got the link to all of the jobs that I'm listing, and you would put that here. Or you could say things like, send me your email. I want to make sure you're a real person, and then I'm going to email you the list. Kind of a best practice is you do want to own your audience, so to speak. So wherever you can, try to capture an email address from your followers off of LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok. You want to do that to start building your own newsletter list. Also, because like these platforms change the algorithms all the time. Just because they follow you doesn't mean they even see your content anymore. And if you've been exploring with Instagram lately, it's all about reels, and your reels, if you see it, who's viewing them are people all outside of your follower base, which is great. But what that means is you want to continue to like force people into a email sign up situation if you want to get in touch with them again. Wanted to, let me pause on that. Is that helpful? Maybe a signal? Yes, no, good.